So he finishes, this is like the main point of all of this, of the worship, the buildings, the minister stuff,
Yeah,
all of
okay,
this. He says,
okay.
why? Why do these groups, why do all of us insist on spending huge sums of money for rarely used sanctuaries and accessories which are not essential to true worship? Let's be honest about it. We do so not out of real need, but out of pride. Because we do not understand what the church really is, we must identify something as the church. That something becomes the building. Identifying church with building gives us a tangible symbol to which we can point and say to ourselves, in effect, see that beautiful structure? That is my church. Since it is important, I am important. After all, we have one of the best and most highly paid preachers in town, one of the finest pipe organs, one of the most beautiful sanctuaries, and our choir has more paid voices than most. My social position is enhanced by that building and by the other people who identify with it. What is the real reason we try to justify expensive organs or windows or statues? Because they serve as an extension of our ego. Jesus said plainly, do not lay up treasures on earth, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. When we invest our church resources in earthly treasures, cathedrals, statuary, stained glass, and you could change that easily to, multi-six-figure stage productions, lights, equipment, cameras.
Yeah.
How can we expect our hearts to be elsewhere? When the church sets an example by concentrating on material things, how can we expect its people not to follow that example? Gosh.
Man.
So if you stayed with us through all those quotes, I applaud you. This is not the easiest thing to listen to someone talk about quotes.
Well, I want to know what your thoughts on that, dude. Like, do you think that that is what goes through the typical believer's mind?
I don't think so.
Okay, I wouldn't say that either.
I think it's unintentional.
Yes, which is what we talked about before.
Is again this unconscious conspiracy. We all have this group think, and then when someone kind of has a little bit of a pushback on it, we just don't question that because that person just doesn't want to be. No one questions it because you don't want to be seen as weird or against the church, and will so easily ostracize or throw out somebody for doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't think pastors think this. I really don't. I don't think churchgoers think bigger,
Yeah, this is my ego. This is an extension of my ego. Yeah, I don't think people are saying that.
Typically what you see is churches say, hey, we're at capacity. We need a bigger building so we can do more ministry.
Yeah.
The ministry is equated to the building.
Yeah. It's like the focus is on empowering the building instead of the people.
Yes.
With the hope of ministering to people, but
it rarely ever happens. To the extent
on
of which
any real deep level. Yeah.
100%.